Hi, it's Michelle Mellon, author of Down by the Sea and Other Tales of Dark Destiny, and you are with me for Dark Destiny Dissected. We are on episode 8, and we're talking about Down by the Sea. For a long time, I held on to the lyrical beginning and ending to Down by the Sea. I was kind of intimidated by the thought of trying to create something that was, to me, equally soothing in between. But the whole thing, the whole idea was derived from the world of fairy tales, which I love, and many of which draw you in, reveal their horror, and then kind of toss you out to digest your lesson, cold and shivering in the corner. So I wanted to dive in and kind of recreate that same kind of feel. My favorite fairy tale has always been The Little Mermaid. One, because it's just a lovely, lonely story, and two, because it does not have a happy ending. So I think that influence is pretty evident here. I hope you enjoy this excerpt from Down by the Sea, and we'll check out Down by the Sea and Other Tales of Dark Destiny to read more. The creature ignored me and sank slowly down into the water. As the sea shifted to accommodate its bulk, lids slipped into place over its terrible eyes, and it once again became a mysterious, shadowy mountain under the waves. A few bubbles marked its final departure, then the water smoothed out before resuming its normal ebb and flow. The sun continued to shine, the wind continued to blow, and the birds continued to circle and drift above as if nothing had happened. I was alone. There's a shack on the beach made from the bones of the sea. It is a small shelter from the sand and wind, sitting safely above the roar of the waves, nestled in the curve of a ledge bristling with sea grapes. I have grown old waiting within its walls. I sit stiffly, facing forward, staring out at the sea. I have chosen to break the chain, the curse, the ancient agony that has plagued my family for generations. I am alone in the real world, but here in the shack I am surrounded by happier memories. Here I am straddling two worlds, although I know my time is near to leave both. In the period immediately following my grandfather's death, I craved comfort and companionship. I thought about boarding up the house and running far away to a mountainous forest, the frozen north, or the desert, where my link to the water might dry up and blow away like the sand surrounding me. Then I stopped grieving for the life I could have had and faced the truth. None of us can live without the water. Some of us are simply tied to it more closely than others. I sit in the shack and listen to my grandfather's voice in my head. I think of the years I sat next to him on that old wool blanket, ignorant of the road that lay ahead. I think of the rare times my father's voice drifted down from the top of the dunes, and as I'd scramble out to meet him, the strange, excited look of fear in his eyes before he turned his gaze from the water. I sit and watch that same water, like my grandfather and many fathers before him. I fear and welcome the day when bubbles appear on the surface and darkness appears below it. The day when I confront the beast that has infected the blood of my family, shaped our lives, and left us dreaming endlessly of the sea and its secrets. I have wondered many times over the years if it is adventure and not darkness that has intertwined our paths. Perhaps this end is a new and unimaginable beginning in a world beyond the scope of human understanding. But in the end, it doesn't matter the nature of the truth. I have been chosen, and I have chosen to answer the call.